It's all new this morning. When the winter weather hits and the sun goes down an hour earlier than usual, do you ever get sad for what feels like no reason? So many people are in that same boat that they've actually labeled the condition seasonal affective disorder, or SAD. Doctors say daylight saving time has a lot to do with it. Mental health experts say they've already seen a 400% increase in people saying they need help. And that, coupled with the stress of COVID and changing our clocks, they expect this year's daylight saving time to be even more challenging.
There's just something about the gloomy of a day that is cloud covered. It can bring all of us down.
When the clock goes back an hour.
So I've already kind of started to set my clock even earlier, get that coffee in even earlier in the morning, because with it being dark outside, I tend to drag my feet a little bit.
Spring is washed away by fall and winter, and a feeling of the blues hit some of us harder than others.
It is real. And that's the thing that we have to remember. This is a real condition that affects people in a serious way.
It's called seasonal affective disorder, better known as SAD, and even the experts have felt it themselves.
I lived up in Ohio for several years while I was doing some training, and I experienced it firsthand. I just didn't want to get out and do stuff. I wasn't hanging out with friends anymore.
I have to be pretty conscious on staying active versus oh, it's time for bed and it's 5 o'clock.
Doctors I spoke with say the amount of sunshine we get has a direct impact on our serotonin levels, aka our mood.
We go to work, the sun's shining while we're at work, we're not getting good sun exposure. We go home, it's dark, and so that's why we're really suffering from it.
That tacked on to an already tough year because of COVID-19.
It disrupts sleep patterns, which is critical in this arena. There are just so many things that come together at this time of year that exacerbates these conditions, and that's what we're beginning to see already.
Getting engaged with your medical provider in the fall to talk about tips and just reevaluate your habits to make sure that you can optimize your well-being is worthwhile.
And while many of us won't dodge the little blues, experts say there are some ways to create your own sunshine. Get at least 10 to 15 minutes of light a day. It will allow you to sleep better, believe it or not. Get your heart rate up at least 3 times a week. Maybe that's a brisk walk. And the best time for you to get out for peak sun time is actually 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. We have more tips inside of our free Fox Carolina News app.